Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Madam Toastmasters, and very honored guests. My story goes back 9 years ago. I was kind of a lonely guy. I was by myself, my 2 boys to keep me company, and I got on the phone one day and I met Pam. And my life has changed somewhat ever since. We've gone through some rocky times. We grew in love, we grew as a family, we grew with each other. And some time ago, she was in Winnipeg and I was here, and this happened. She was gone for 1.5 years, and there were some points that I thought we're never going to get back together again. This was a special woman, and we were soulmates, and we were this and that, and everything was perfect. And we had some rocky roads, and the best thing for her and us and everybody around us was to go away. And she came back last Saturday. And throughout all this time, it started off that we were on the phone steady, and then she didn't even show up for our first date, but we were just going out for a coffee. And then when we did get together, it was 37 hours later, and then we just blossomed. We just fell in love. And it was on the beach in Port Stanley that we stopped for a while. We were walking, and we sat down and watched the moon glistening on the lake. And she said she loved me, and I told her I wanted to go first. And she came back last Saturday, and we talked about things about getting married. And when she was in Winnipeg, we talked sometimes, but most of the times, 3 hours a day. And something came up, and we've been hearing about it on the news, about this 15 people are going to rappel off one another place. And then we got talking and giggling and things in the future, and pretty soon you're coming home. And I said, why don't you get married on the way down? I said, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Abby Dye and I and Ray and Kiwi went out for a drink after the last meeting, and we started talking about this rappelling and things like that. And Shelby, are you going to help me with something? And I thought, you know something? Dan, I'll never forget his words that made me feel so welcome. He said, Toastmasters, Forest City Toastmasters is like a family. This outfit here is pretty tight. And then in my first speech, I felt so good. And I walked away and stuff. I couldn't wait to sit down because I didn't know how well I did. And Dan grabbed me by the arm and he said, get back here. Listen, they love you. I said, they love me? I'm in a family that loves me? Wow. And then you mentioned something last week. You said the same thing again, that there's a presence here, and it's of love. And now, we've got a whole theme, a big, sweaty, steamy theme about love. And we've talked about getting married. And Shelby, have you got something for Pam? I didn't know how these flower girls went and stuff, but I thought they were supposed to bring Pam some flowers. And welcome back to the city. Welcome to Toastmasters, and welcome to my family, Pam. I want to ask you a couple of questions, okay? Okay? Are you nervous? I've never had butterflies in my life, and I thought I did. It was only gas. Okay. You love me now? Do you still want to get married? Want to do it right now? I was involved in a trial one time. I was in the audience. Well, I wasn't a guest of honor exactly. And nobody listened. And there was a fella, it wasn't me, honest. His wife was asked to testify, and it was his common law wife. And something came up that in certain cultures, in Northwest Territories with the Eskimos and that, all as you do is you don't go to City Hall and get Anne Marie or whoever's in now and to $50 and a ticket. And big fancy cathedrals and tuxedos and a big drunk afterwards. They just say, I want you to be my woman, and hopefully you want me to be your man. And that's what I'm going to do now. And will you come here? Come on, baby. Everybody does this stuff. I know you think this, I'm just being cheap, right? But I want to publicly announce that this woman from now on, she's not my common law wife, she's not anything else, like a girlfriend and that. This is Pamela Jean Conroy, Mrs. Conroy. She's going to be my wife. Will you be my wife?
Yes.
Right now? Yeah. I want to thank
This is now
everybody,
working.
and I want to introduce Mrs. Pamela Jean Conroy. And some of the things that I thought about was some of the things I learned about in some of these speeches. And Keyway, you were a big one, and this chiropractor I'm going to, he talks about this energy that you were talking about. And it's kind of good, because we're joining our energies, and it's just making that energy stronger by the two of us. And if we are energy, like Keyway says, and that chair is energy, and I forget what he said, stop us from falling through it. If we're energy, then we always were, and after tonight, we always will be.
Yes.